champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne is the team that plays to win for you and me. So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the ball. Good old North Melbourne, they're champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne is the team that plays to win for you and me.
Welcome back, Shin Boners. How about those rude boys? We are back to review a comprehensive 46-point victory against Port Adelaide. Get it all started with me. We've got the big chief. Chief, how are we?
I'm pumped. I'm pumped, Baz. When was the last time we won round one? What question we had?
West Coast.
Yeah.
Harry's first game.
Yes.
Would have been. But
Yep.
what a great day for the footy club. And just to start it off, I must say, and I reckon this was the case for a lot of supporters. I was walking around, obviously in Sydney over the weekend, should be enjoying, the on holiday, and there was just this sickening feeling in my stomach. Like, will we see the progress we want to see? And one game is one game, but from what we've seen so far, big tick to the footy club and to the boys.
Yeah, well, I hit it well in pre-season because, as you know, as the listeners know, I was down about our pre-season form and therefore didn't tip us. But we heard all during the week the build-up. It was built up massively by the club and the media and the pressures coming and Sonia Hood's writing letters to members. And I thought, I reckon they're going to fire. They're going to have to because it's going to be doom and gloom if we lose. And then when I saw the teams, I thought, if we can't beat this mob, I may as well give up. And you never give up.
No, we saw a big trend bar.
So I changed my tip. The good news, I changed my tip.
Yeah.
And I'm right on board now. Four zip.
Yes.
We'll be 4-zip. If we're not 4-zip, there's something wrong. If they play like that.
Well, we'll give a bit of a rundown for new listeners.
I've jumped
You've
ahead.
just gone on a tangent. But
new listeners get used to it because that's what I do.
Exactly. But yeah, please subscribe on YouTube. Where we've hit 1,000 on Spotify, so thank you everyone over there. But our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube before Good Friday. So what better time now than to jump on and do that after a big win? But for our rundown for our review pods for our new listeners, so we start with our biggest takeaway, which we'll get to in a sec. We go through the match notes, the game style. We'll talk about player performances. Then we've got our votes in the Ryan Bastanak Player of the Year Award, which is named after the former Shimboner, who was our first guest on the pod. The watch list won't be back this week. That's next week, which is your segment about who needs to lift, but wouldn't have been any additions.
No one's going on. There a couple from last year who might get a tick. We'll see. I've got to find the watch list. Yeah. I haven't had time to prep. Anyway, keep going.
We'll talk a little bit about selection for next week. Obviously, Georgie Boy, right to go by reports. Media Street, we'll focus on a little bit of what the media said and clip them as we love to do. And then the best part, our favourite part of the pod we leave till last, and that is our listener Q&A. And I tell you, Chief, there is plenty to get through.
Oh, nice.
Look, the lid might be off with some of the comments.
Well, people have been messaging you saying, where's the pod?
Yeah, it's been...
Well, we're amateur hour. We actually work for a living, so we're doing it as quick as we can. But we appreciate the want of the people.
Exactly right. So let's start with our biggest takeaway. I'll go first from yesterday's game. And what it was, it looked like a coming of age and a mature performance. When Port pushed us and brought it back to 25, I was just boarding the plane, believe it or not, thinking, oh, God, here we go again. We've seen this, like the Collingwood game, a few instances over the past few years where we've played well, and then when the heat's really on and the game's there and foot on the throat, we don't. But that was the maturity I saw. We put the foot down, we finished, and we went bang, 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 3 goals in not long, and the game was over.
Yeah, good. My biggest takeaway, we've finally arrived. That's it. That's got to be the standard. That's what we've got to play to with the effort. The effort was good. The two-way running was good from the mids. I was a bit worried early. Oh, this is the biggest takeaway. I won't waffle on too much. I'll say that for waffle time. But, I think we've finally arrived. But obviously, it's one game. We've got 22 to go plus.
Yeah. We've
But
seen,
who knows? Who knows? But at least 22 to go. And if we play like that, there will be more.
well, we've seen false dawns in the past. You,
Yeah.
you look back to round 2 last year against the D's where we demolished them,
Yeah.
pardon the pun, and we thought we were on track there, but
I think-
it seemed like a different performance
Well,
yesterday.
This was more 4 quarters. The Demons, it was neck and neck even at 3/4 time. Then we kicked 6 goals in 8 minutes or something and blew them away. Whereas this, even when we were behind early in the first quarter, I thought we had the better of the general play. It's just that they kicked 2 straight and we kicked 0-3 or something. So, pardon me, that had me worried because how many times have we seen that movie where we dominate and can't get the scoreboard pressure on, and then they have their period of dominance, or and they kick 2, 3, 4 goals. Next thing you're 5 goals behind. So that didn't happen. So I was happy. It was a pretty good 4-quarter effort, I thought. But I will caveat, Port, they're a bottom 14 for mine. They're a bottom 14.
I didn't
They've
have
got
bottom
probably.
4, but they're closer to the bottom 4 than the top 10.
I think my early call on the bottom 4. I know we did our crystal ball, but after watching a full round of football, obviously West Coast, Port, not in order, Essendon, and Carlton. Richmond should have beaten Carlton.
Yeah, they should have.
Oh, that's it. Anyway,
Well, that's the longest, biggest takeaway in the history of this podcast. But anyway, it's supposed to be short and sharp. You've clearly missed the brief over
Yeah.
the off season. But yeah, I thought just to sort of touch on game style and trends, we really controlled the game. And that's
Yeah.
the first time I've seen us do it for a long period. Usually we're fighting and trying to maintain control, whereas I thought we looked calm and in control for basically the whole game. I thought.
Yeah.
And it was really good to see. We were clean and calculated with the ball use. Tom Blamires, what a debut. I was going to leave player performances for a bit later, but his first kick reminded me of Sheasel.
yeah. Well, his first 3 minutes, he had about 4 possessions, just like Harry in his debut game. Well, we found one there for sure.
big
I like what I saw when he played against Collingwood, and that if you remember that loose ball deep going into their goal square, and it was a genuine 40-60. He was actually behind who he was on, and he fought. He knocked the ball out to his advantage, came back onto it, and I thought, there's a bloke who has competitive instincts.
Oh, boy.
Just saying, I love what I saw him that day, and he didn't disappoint.
Is he
Well, he overachieved yesterday. I thought he was really good.
is he in your sights for the season?
He's in my sights. He's in my sights, but it's early days. But he shows genuine competitiveness.
I love it. Love it a lot. And we saw a higher corridor focus. And what I really loved was that kick, sort of the back end of the centre square. You'd find Sheasel, and there's not a better player in our side to have the footy. Probably Colby potentially in that much space, but she's getting it. You just knew that you're going to get a good look going forward into our forward half. And the other thing that I noticed, there wasn't a lot of bombing inside 50, which was really nice.
Early doors, I think there was. They flooded the back line, and we were bombing long. But then we lowered our eyes, and then it was game over. And then we could go to the more long bomb because all our forwards, probably except for Doverson, can mark. I mean, how good was PC's marking?
Oh, get that little tip rat. Get him 20 games. I reckon he'll be on the lead.
And Junior, bigger version of PC, Trimbath, he's a fantastic mark. And JD in the second half, he was fantastic. I only just finished watching the second half again. He was so good, JD.
He was.
So good.
He certainly was. Someone who I thought really stood up in the first quarter, and he's the club's new whipping boy, was Caleb Daniel. I thought he was awesome in that first term, getting the ball higher up the ground, which we've been preaching on this pod for forever,
Yep.
that he needs to get his disposals up there, not get stuck one-on-one and there's the last line of defence or just taking kick-outs. And he used his good use, his short kicks where they're really damaging in that space.
Well, he went through the corridor mostly. A couple of times he went out wide when it was on, but he hit some really damaging low 30, 35 metre kicks in the corridor, which is what we want him for. That's what we've been expecting the whole time. We've seen he's done it on occasion, but mostly it's been too short and wide. Yesterday he was very damaging, piercing the corridor, which opens the whole forward line up either side. You can turn and go.
Yeah. And
I thought he was really good.
I think our new segment that I debuted on the preview pod, the keys to victory, the 3 keys.
Yeah.
I think Clarko tuned in because what was number 3? Do you remember?
No.
No, testing your memory is not
No.
great on a good day.
No.
Dot Butters. And
Yep.
what did Clarko do? He sent Finn O'Sullivan, a bit of Tom Powell as well,
Yeah.
but Foss mainly. What a phenomenal job he did on Zach Butters.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought him up because I wanted to mention him. And what I like about him, like most of you say, give the first option because most players have to or they get caught. He often will look that way and then handle to a better option. He can do it. It's like his first option, but it's not. It's his second because his mind moves that quick. He was fantastic. And to do that as well as negate their best player was really good.
He's such a talent.
Yeah. And then what's his was second year. He hasn't played much midfield time. He was mostly backline or wing last year. So it's and to go and you've got the role on the best player. He's going to be probably a $2 million player this time next year.
Yeah, he was my tip for the Brownlow.
Yeah,
Butters,
yeah.
so-
So and just went so far. But he was really good. And Tom Powell when he had his run in there was good.
But we stopped our best players. Like Toby Pinky wanted to highlight his role on Horn Francis.
Yeah. How good was he? He matched up on him at the first quarter, I thought, oh, here we go. This is not great, but he blanketed him. And he must have thought it was nice to actually play on someone he's got the height advantage and probably strength, or maybe not strength as much, but at least be an equal. But he's definitely got the height on him. And the thing I like about Toby Pink, he's not a world beater, he's not a high-end talent, but if you give him a job, you can leave him to do it. If you're a boss, you don't have to come back and check on him that he's doing it or he's slacking off, having 5 smokos. He's sticking to his task, and he could keep up with JHF and be on his back shoulder, play proper back shoulder defence, and he won that position. And I think he had 15 or so disposals, and most of them were pretty good as well. So he was better than handy. He was good, and I just like the fact that he'll stick to the task. He doesn't go daydreaming and wandering off. This is my job. This is my role. He plays his role.
He ran
to the best of his ability.
Had a run through the corridor as well, the big Pink Pony Club. But
Yep.
that was clearly a message that had been repeated throughout the preseason, and obviously going in to yesterday's game. You heard Nick Larkey as well. I don't know if you saw that, but after halftime, the Fox crew had a chat with him, and we just had to continue to play our role,
Yeah.
not try and be
Yeah, I did
the
hear that.
reason and all that sort of stuff. So I thought that was great messaging, great coaching from Clarko, and and then it all capped off. We got the reward for effort in that last 5 minutes before halftime, and my goodness me, Luke Davies-Uniacke, what a patch for him. Untacklable, just took the piss. Looked, Rosie, I'll just sidestep you.
Yeah.
You're weak as butter. You're not going to try and tackle me hard anyway. So sort of shimmied through him, and then this pace of McKercher, I thought they used him really well. Obviously coming back from an interrupted preseason, he was on restricted minutes.
Yeah.
But when he was on, the burst of Sonic, and then that classy goal that he kicked as well, and it was all the young kids as well, like LDU leading the way, but like Shees, Foss, Colby, Zane got on the end of it, and a nice finish. Like how often would you have seen in the past that squandered kick come across and fumble or quick snap and it's missed? Like he had the right foot nana and got it through. So that was the sort of coming of age. And on the footage, I don't know whether it was or not, but Clarko did look emotional.
He was glassy-eyed at
yeah,
that time.
he was.
It definitely was.
And it was a big day for him. We should mention as well, obviously, the two big stories in the Herald Sun. I think The Age was the other paper. Both had headline stories about what he's gone through and his journey. And you mentioned perfectly, like, the amount of pressure. Like, this game was built up as almost...
It's almost a final.
It was almost like if we lose this, that they're going to be... We have their forks, storming, pitchfork, and coming for Clarko's head.
Yeah, absolutely.
It nearly got emotional. I was sitting in the airport with, feel it in you.
I'm going to call you out on that. You weren't just sitting in the airport, high roller.
No, we're in the Qantas Club.
Yeah.
Even like myself, like, just saying that from Clarko as well, like, and the journey we've all been on, like, God, it's quite emotional. But there's still a job to finish, of course.
Yeah. Well, now he's got to be cut out of the casket. I love that. I loved it. I hope we don't have to get rid of him, but not that we want to get rid of him, but I just love the investment, the emotional investment. These are my boys, and I want to bring them through to the promised land. And it's just one small step, but it's very encouraging.
Yeah, because there was lots of external noise that he might, if things don't go to plan this year, he might step away. So you can cancel
Yeah,
that because,
they're making that up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just clickbait, isn't it?
well, you
Yeah.
heard it from the horse's mouth now. Anyway, another positional move, which was genius as well. Luke Parker,
Ah.
how revitalised did he look off halfback? In saying that, he had a fantastic year last year, but how
Yeah,
good
but
did
it
he
was
look off halfback?
top five in the most prestigious.
How good was he?
He was very good, and yes, we'll probably talk about him a bit later when we get to the most prestigious. But yeah, genius move, halfback. He was so composed. His kicking, he had good penetration, good low darts, 40, 50 metres out, hit the target all day from halfback. I thought it was a great move. We know he's a good contested mark. It's a new role, but he's, if he tells you to go and stand there, you're going to listen to him, aren't you? Because he's just got 300 plus games experience, premiership play. You're going to listen to what he has to say. He's played the half forward role, so he knows what the half forwards are probably looking to do, trying to do. Yeah, I thought he was really good.
So
I'm struggling to find any passengers.
no, there wasn't.
No,
That's what
which
was
is great.
Great.
Yeah.
But his distribution off half back as well.
That's what I'm
phenomenal.
saying, yeah.
Like, he was a really good by foot.
And
He's
his
a great
handball,
leader.
he knows where to. He releases the handball to the right person, so they're not under pressure, immediate pressure, and have to dump kick it. He's just a cool, experienced head, which you'd expect.
He'll take the contact. There was a couple of times where he sort of just took it.
Yeah,
Lesser experienced players might, try and get that handball
Yeah.
out. Just take the stoppage, get the numbers there. Big X, or he will bully the shit out of Vicentini like he did yesterday,
Yeah.
and go from there. So the back line as a whole, only conceding 67 points, unheard of in the last little bit.
Well, how high scoring's footy nowadays?
Yeah, it is.
And 67, that's unbelievable. I mean, especially early rounds are always free flowing and high scoring, but they are times 10 now because of the new rules. And we've seen most teams are getting 120 points, aren't they? Like the winning team. And what do we come to? 67.
Did anyone have a yo-yo game up and down as much as Griff Logue? He'd have a great spoil. He'd get up there. Georgiades would fall and he'd get up and he'd grab it and he'd be on his own. You think, oh, good on you, Griff. And then he'd kick it straight to Port and you'd be like, what are you doing? Then he'd come back in and he'd get a spoil. And his defensive work was really good.
I thought he was really good defensively. He had some bad turnovers under no pressure. So it was just skill error. I don't think he was, it wasn't an option error, a decision error. I think it was just pure skill error, which we've got to tidy up. And when you see what Daniel's doing, that's Daniel, not plural, Daniel is doing. Myers, who else we have there? Parker, we've got some good users there.
Colby.
Colby wasn't
didn't spend any time there, but
yeah, I'm just saying it stands out more when there's an unforced error. But I thought he was good defensively on their best forward.
yeah. Another one who I thought grew into the game a lot was Luke McDonald. Now, you and I sort of had a bit
I thought he
of
was good.
a different discussion. I thought he struggled early.
Well, he fumbled,
He
but
was-
he's really his first, second game because he's been injured a lot of the preseason. So
How nervous does he make you, though? Like when he takes the tackle, he didn't get caught holding the ball or anything.
no, he was like
There was a few times where you thought, oh,
I think maybe once, I don't know, but yeah, that 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times, probably escaped the tackle, which whistle happy umpire might be different. But I thought the umpiring was reasonably good as well. We seem to get all the junior burgers as normal, but when we get onto the bigger stage, we'll get the more experienced umpires. But I thought they were pretty good in general. Missed a few, but pretty good. And I will say I like the fact there were a couple which end up in our goals where people were sort of half tackled without the ball, like just not fully tackled. I've seen them played before, and they let a lot of that go, that 50-50, which I like. Because there's too much of a easy whistle, and I've watched the other games this weekend where you kick it and I do that, you flop, and it's free kick. I can't stand it.
yeah.
Because it's not basketball, and even in basketball, we bag out LeBron for flopping.
Do you know what I loved yesterday? Seeing Rosie struggling to impact, so he goes and takes the cheap kick in, and he gets caught holding the ball by my man.
Yeah. Our pressure, I want to mention the smothers. PC had a couple of fantastic smothers where they got the full-blown kick. He smothered it's out of bounds, stopping our forward half. I think Stevens had one. There are a few. I love the 1%ers because that means you switched on defensively, puts pressure on them because then they're going to hurry the next kick, so it's not smothered. That's when I know we are switched on, and it's fantastic to see. And PC, who is probably one of our highest end talent, he's doing it. And we saw from about the last 2 years, he's been really good defensively in that forward role.
I was going to wait until we got to the votes to talk about him, but I can't for any longer. Dylan Stevens ran 35 metres to put a smother on yesterday. He was phenomenal. So switched on defensively. There's been queries in the past about when it's his time to go, he goes, and I think they were squashed last year. But yesterday, put his head over it. He was phenomenal.
Stuck the tackles. Like there were a lot of broken tackles. Mostly it was us breaking them, LDU breaking them. But he stuck his tackles when he had to. His work rate up and down the wing was fantastic. Both our wingers had a good day. I think we did agree on that, do we? How do you think Jai went?
I thought he was okay.
I thought he was good. Well, obviously, Stevens had more of it, but that often happens with wingers. One will have mid to high 20s, the others will be in the teens. I think Jai had 20 odd. I thought he was good in his time. We had two wingers. When was the last time we had two wingers play well? Even though you may disagree that Jai didn't.
I don't think he didn't play well. I was just saying.
Yeah, well, obviously we'll get to Stevens. He was probably best on ground. And I thought Jai was he was good. So two wingers, and obviously Foss is probably our third winger, but he had the role on Butters.
Zane lined up on the wing a couple of times as well and looked like he was getting to the right spots but not being used. But Stevens' ball use, fantastic.
Yes.
And we've seen so often in the past that he'll have 10 in the first quarter and finish on 17. But he went on with it. He played a 4-quarter game. Yesterday highlighted why he was taken with pick 5 in the draft. And if he can, he's not going to play all that every week. No. But if he can be consistent and lock down that wing, you and I both didn't have him in our best 23. But with performances
that's everyone
like that,
available. I had him in the round 123. But so I'm just explaining for those who may not have listened to that episode. That includes Archer and injured players.
What a performance from him yesterday, and set the tone for a big season for him.
Yeah, well, I think you said it right. Like quarter time, I had him best on, and I don't know what he'd had. Let's just say 9, but quite often he's had 9 in a quarter and then had 14 for the game. But he didn't do that. He went on to 29 or 30 or something.
Yeah. We'll get to him in a sec because the Bassie's coming up in just a second. Let's talk about the forward line. How dynamic did that look? I mean, we squandered some opportunities early. If you told me before the game that PC and Bull would have almost 10 shots between them, you think they've kicked a bag. PC 1 goal 4, Bull 2 goals 3. But the thing I loved about both, I mean, you mentioned PC before, and of course you forget about my man, but he had a lot of chase down.
PC's your man as well.
Yeah, he is. But Bull had a lot of chase down tackles. Yep. I think the leadership role was fantastic for him because now there's that expectation that he has to do it and lead by example. Not that he wasn't doing it in the past, but it's that little extra nugget for him to really be that leader in the forward line alongside his great mate, the captain.
Yeah, who I thought did his role well. Larky.
I thought Larky was poor early.
He got out. He got sort of just that little nudge under the ball a couple of times, but then I thought as a whole game he was good. Like 4 goals. If he can do that every week, thanks very much.
I thought he worked his way into it really well. Just that first 10 minutes, you're just like, you just have a little bit more physicality.
And he nailed the first shot where everyone else had missed. He said, no, not on my watch. And that's what you want from your captain. You expect him to nail it, but we've seen them miss that before.
And I thought
we'd had the domination, or we'd had the better of the play, and we were 9 points down when he kicked that. So we just if he'd have missed that, imagine he goes through, we end up kicking 4 goals, 15 or something, and losing.
I thought we utilised the 5th on the bench really well, like having Trembath on for a spurt, then Jack Darling come on. You spoke about his second half in particular. I thought everything clicked, and it was a well coached game from Clarko.
Yeah,
we think maintained possession really well.
That's why I think we can play Larky, Darling and Trembath in the same team because they all offer something different. JD probably did more rucking. I think the second quarter he had a long run on the ruck around the ground. I thought that was... I didn't expect that. I probably thought it would be more Trembath. Trembath did take a few centre bounces, but JD had a good spell of 5, 6, 7 minutes in the second quarter on being the main ruckman around the ground.
You could tell the commentators have never seen Trembath as well because when he went in the centre bounce, they go, oh, look at the leap on him. Yeah. Oh, everyone knows that. Do your work. Goodness me. Right, I suppose it's time to get into
the most prestigious award in all of the AFL, the Bassie.
Right, so for those who might be new this year, previous winners, last year was Tristan Sherry, and in 2024, it was Harry Sheasel.
Yep.
Right, I'm going to take the new ball. So I gave 5 votes to Disco, Dill Stevens. I thought he was our best player. We've just spoken about him at length, but 29 disposals, 11 marks. He was phenomenal running up and down the wing, great use, smothers, his defensive stuff as well. I thought it was the most well-rounded game he's played easily in his career, and
Yeah.
highlighted why he's such a high talent. 4 votes I gave to Luke Davies-Uniacke, 24 disposals, 6 clearances, but it was the impact that he had with those clearances, and he destroyed the Port Adelaide midfield.
Yeah.
And really turned the game for us when it was on a knife's edge. Where I think we were up maybe a goal before that 3 or 4 goal spurt to end the second quarter. So he gets my 4 votes. 3 votes I gave to Luke Parker. What a game from him. He had 24 disposals at 100% disposal efficiency,
Wow.
so he didn't waste it. Got forward and kicked a goal, was the general down back. They mentioned it a few times on the call, sort of comparing him to the Luke Hodge role. He actually played on someone, so it's a little bit different. But Parker, no, I was super impressed with his game, and as they mentioned, I think it was Jess Webster on the call about his contract year. I think he'll be fine if he keeps playing like that.
Yeah.
2 votes, and he can consider himself stiff because he got 10 in the coaches. But Charlie Comben also got forward and kicked a goal. And did you hear his goal song?
No.
So for those who might not be, it's a scene in Borat when they do like Kazakhstan dancing. I couldn't believe it when I heard that. So yeah, interesting choice there from Chom. And Tommy Powell had, for the wrestling fans out there, he had Randy Orton's theme song.
Oh, yeah?
That's his goal song. So yeah,
Well, did it get played, or they got to wait for the review? I suppose because
no, they played it.
Did they?
Yes,
And then for a point.
Yeah. But yeah, Chom,
We're a bit stiff there.
11.
I mean, it does hit the post, so that's what it's there for. But we're unlucky. Years gone by, there 2 goals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Before the arc.
intercepting beast, Chom, yesterday, leading the back line. Thought he competed really well. Ollie Lord probably touched it twice. I don't think he did anything. So, Chom, very unlucky not to get more, but just the 2. And speaking of unlucky, the Harry Tax is back in season 2026 because he gets my 1 vote. 31 disposals, 5 clearances, 9 score involvements, and I thought he was everywhere.
And I did remember your Baz's big call. It was 2 goals shy.
Yeah.
But you basically nailed it other than the goal. But the score involvements are just as important.
I think when you watch the way that they were sort of set up, he was like the quarterback getting in that position, and LDU was forward. I thought they might have swapped that round and have Harry as the sort of attacking player, but I thought he was brilliant yet again.
Well, whatever they did, rinse and repeat in the centre square because we dominated even when X was losing the hit-outs. We were getting the clearances. So we don't care how we get them as long as we get him. And they were good for running shoulders forward clearances as well.
Has he ever had a bad game,
Who?
Harry Sheasel?
No. Oh, he probably had 27 one day and they probably jumped on him, the media, that is.
Yeah, I think he had
His game
18 and a
20.
goal one day, and then everyone's like, oh, he was poor.
Yeah. Okay, mine. 5 Disco Stevens. Best game he's ever played. Ever. And more of that. We expect a high level. Like we've seen what he can do. We don't expect that game every week, but we want his standard game to be at least what Jai did this week.
I think
between both of them,
the gap between his best and worst has to close.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what you're trying
But
to
he was really good. Work ethic. And I think that's what it came down for him. Work ethic, and his kicking was the best I've ever seen. We know he's a good kick, but sometimes he can be prone to the odd turnover, but he was really good. For the Chom, like how many intercepts he went through it, he was fantastic, just a beast. He had that. He's just competitive. Like in the air, we know he's almost a bit too kamikaze, but I'd rather someone go and put their body on the line than sit back and watch the opposition win it. So, but on the ground ball, he's so desperate. That one with JHF, Mama's boy, and he ended up with a free, but he was just determined to beat him onto the loose ball, and he's so good. Like saying he had a horror the week before, or a couple of horror moments, probably more than a horror. But yeah, really good, Chom.
He had a good moment too. I forgot to mention this in Port's forward 50 where he tapped it to the right spot.
Yes,
he hit the player. He didn't go the big booming one with the deliberate.
Yeah, so he's learning. That's good. But I thought he was good. His ball use was pretty good, from what I can remember.
The goal, which I couldn't believe.
What 65?
Yeah,
really good. Who else? LDU, like just dynamic. Let's just leave it at that. We've covered him enough, haven't we? Like just the centre
He's a
clearances, gets it going forward. Parker, pretty hard to be number two, only get the 2 votes. But yeah, I thought he was really good, especially probably faded out a bit more in the second half. Well, visually, I haven't checked the stats, but
Probably because the ball lives in our forward.
well, that makes it easier, doesn't it? It's like the forwards always had starvation, couldn't get in the boats because it was never down there. And yeah, now the back line's probably suffering a bit from it, which is a great thing to be suffering from. And wonder, Sheasel, like I said to you in a text, how good that Harry has 31 and score involvements. You went through the stats and he only gets 1 vote. Like any other, the last 2-3 years, that's a 4 or 5 vote game from him. So the fact he's only getting 1, and I've got a lot of unluckies.
Well, before you get there, I was just going to say we've kicked 17 goals and no forwards.
No forwards, because probably Nick was probably the closest for mine. What, he kicked 4 straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas your man and PC would have been in if they'd have kicked straight. They could have, one of them could have had a 5-goal game.
And speaking
And how
about
good was
points,
I know I mentioned before, but how good is PC's mark?
Yeah.
Try and hold him down. Put your little, who was playing on him? So like a Bergman or someone.
Farrell or something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Good luck to you.
Speaking of forwards who love a grab, Cooper Trembath, we haven't really spoken about him, but he's continued the 3 streak.
Yep.
3-3-3-3, first player in 30 years to kick 3 or more in the first 4 games.
Yeah.
Since
Adrian McAdam.
That's right.
Kimboner.
That's right. So I think, yeah, the spread of goal kickers is awesome as well.
Yeah.
We saw
That's why it's
The mid's
with
getting
so
in.
dynamic, and Dover didn't get a chance.
yeah.
Did he kick a point?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think he did either.
Clarko was,
But he'll get his lick of the ice cream in the coming weeks. But we're so dynamic. Apart from JK, poor old JK, don't want to give him a drive-by after a win, but all our other forwards can kick goals
Yeah, I think
on a regular basis. JK needs to tidy that up, and brings the good pressure and stuff. He's a role player.
I don't know this for a fact, but some feedback from people at the ground is that he was spending a lot of time on Rosie when he went to half back. So
He would have. Well, that's the role we wanted him to.
Rosie only had 24, so that's a win.
Yeah.
Seeing Darcy Tucker tagged him last year and he had about 40 and poor Tuck had 0. Anyway,
Yeah, at least JK got some dismissals as well, didn't he? But that's his role, and it'll be interesting. There's going to be some selection headaches, good type of headaches, good players missing out. We've got a couple to come back. I suppose we'll talk about that later on a different pod. But who misses out after a 46-point win? All right,
One more player.
Unlucky. So I've got Pink, I've got Darling, I've got Simpkin. There's lots. I'm not going to go through them all, but I think my man Big X. Now it almost broke my heart not to get him in the votes. He was very close. I could have probably Harry. I could have got out for him because I thought even though he lost the tap work, as I said, we won the centre clearance and he lost the jump ball, didn't he? That's all it is. Throw
Yeah.
up the taller player, the player with a better leap gets it, and Visentini, to his credit, got it more than X, but X wore him down and just bullied him around the ground, and so many clearances. And I'm not a big stats man, but I had to look up my man. 16 contested possessions, and probably, I can't remember, you'll know the name of the poor bloke who he almost broke in half. And I reckon if you wound the clock back, if he was playing in the 80s, that bloke would still be on the stretcher.
yeah, it was one of
He
the
did
Yeah.
for the wrestling fans. He did a bloody Goldberg spear tackle on him, but looked after him a little bit, but not too much.
he had clear leader in tackles with 10.
Oh, that's the other stat I looked at. Yeah, 10 tackles. I mean, and I think he had 18, 19 possessions for a ruckman.
19, yep.
His opponent had about 6. So he's won that battle clearly everywhere except the jump ball.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about him, but that's why I was going to get
Oh,
to
good.
next, because there was concerns from fans coming in. I got no concerns. He'll adapt. He's
Yeah, I think
enough of an athlete. We won the clearances by 11.
Yeah.
Plus 11 in clearance. Well, plus 87 in disposal. So we
Yeah.
dominated around the ground as well. But
And having watched it again, in the second half, I think he adapted better. Like he was beaten in the jump ball early, but in the second half he was a bit better at it.
yeah, he was.
No, I
he was
think
next in
give
line.
him a month with the big monkey working on him when monkey's not raiding the food supplies. in the change rooms. He's always first there, Monkey.
He
He wasn't the quickest player, but he's quick to the bloody lunchbox.
He's the smartest.
Yeah, well, why not?
He was next
He
in.
feeds a free feed.
He was next in line for me. If I was to,
Oh,
we're doing
good.
6 votes.
Yeah, well, I was almost going to. I know we can't change a format. They stood the test of time, but it's like in the W, you can't fit them all into 5. So there's the unlucky players, and that's how we want it because too many times we've had trouble getting to 5.
Exactly
We
right.
wanted to stop at 3.
Watch list, so they'll be back next week.
Next week.
There's remaining people on it from last year. We've done a carryover this year, so
Yeah.
stay tuned.
We
for
might do that in the preview
All right.
just to bring it up to date. I've got to. I've been working all weekend and today, so I haven't had time to find it.
Media Street. Let's get into some of the stuff. You talked about the great quote from Clarko. They're going to have to cut me out of the
I
casket.
loved it.
That
loved
was
it,
awesome.
Loved it.
Trim bath over ice bath. That's been massive on social media.
Yes, I love that. Mama's Boy. There's been a few things on social media about Mama's Boy, but I think we can put that to bed.
He was nearly.
Kingy on Fireball.
He was nearly in the votes, Jace.
for us.
Yeah, he kept kicking it to the blue.
Yeah, we had a couple of turnovers, which the crowd loved.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you now. Like we got the AFL. Well, people are still saying, "Oh, why are they still going on it?" It's the AFL for hiding him for 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Put him there. Look what they did with Kerno.
Yeah,
Look what they did with Merritt.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm happy to.
Obviously, they're not going to play opening round. Friday night, North versus Port. Are they? But they could have given us round 3.
Yeah.
They could have given us just a game in Victoria. So the 50,000 Shimbona members can turn up and let him know that they're a bit disappointed.
Speaking of the Shimbona members, gee, they were loud. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Some other stuff from Media Street. Jess Webster.
Yes.
I want to give her a big tick. I said to you a couple of years ago, we were driving back from Boot Park and listening to the ABC when she first sort of came on the scene there, and I thought she's a really good caller of the game. I thought she was phenomenal yesterday. Didn't get any of the players' names wrong, just called the action.
Yeah.
Didn't try and be like Dwayne and have nicknames for every second thing.
Yeah, and talk about Butters like he won 3 Brownlows. He's a great player, but he was beaten. But in the first quarter particularly, Butters. And the best thing about the commentators, they're doing a good job when you don't notice them, like the umpires. And I didn't notice it until about halfway through the second quarter. I thought, oh, that's a female commentator. And I didn't know who it was until later. So that's the best compliment you can give, I think. They just didn't notice it. Well, I noticed Dwayne because he kept crapping on about Butters all the time.
And it's a good sign having Jess Webster across to the men's because she's been calling some iconic moments from our AFLW sides, and maybe that's the bit of luck that'll come across.
Yeah.
Right, I want to roast Kane Corns, not for the usual reasons that everyone will be thinking, but on Fireball, he ran with that our man Tommy Blamars.
Yeah. Oh,
Dad texted in and said that it's Blamiers. And then Kane's like, it's pronounced Blamiers, like the ears on your head. So I ran with that on the pod.
You told me we're running with it on the pod for about a week or whatever. And
then, anyway, there was a video on social media a couple of days before the game with Tommy. And he's there going, yeah, it's pronounced Blamiers. And I've gone, oh my God.
like there's a big department store in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Blamiers, not Blamiers. So we apologise. We try and be accurate on this pod, but Kane.
I
Can't help
if
a
I-
howler.
If I've been given
But his dad...
shit info.
Well, his dad... Was he stirring up Kane? Or is there
maybe.
discussion around the dinner table that it's Blamiers? No, it's Blamiers. There could be internal family friction over it. But I think it was just a Kane stuff-up, to be fair.
Maybe
Unlike Kane.
maybe Tom wants to BT to put a bit of mayo on it for Friday.
Blamiers.
Right, so
Yeah.
I suppose we better get into some listener questions. Thank you. We've been flooded with them. We'll try and get to as many as we can. We love this part about the pod, and that's the best part.
I want to talk about the game style AFL wide first.
All right,
Can we
go.
park that? It's the best part of the pod. Well, that's why we saved it to last. Don't want to go out in a bang, not a whimper.
All right, come on, get through this.
Well, have you watched much footy? I'm talking about not just our game style.
Yes,
but-
of course.
Right, so it's become very much win the contest and it's uncontested, hasn't it? And they're taking on the tackler. Because if you get tackled, then you release, throw, whatever, the handball out. They get it to the outside and they go. They use their kicking skills, so you need to be a very good kick. Even Carlton, when they played Richmond, they actually looked good because they were winning the contest, got it to the outside in their little patch when they dominate. If Carlton can do it, anyone can do it. So I think that's a game style. And then if you watch like Hawthorn again and the Bulldogs, their kicking skills are elite, and they're going from the corridor. This is what I noticed. Not going deep. We used to hate the shallow around the 50 entries, because they'd rebound transition goal. And I think even the deep, because people, if you bomb it deep, if it's not a mark, which is going to be hard, 3-on-3 or spare down there, then the ground ball comes out, gets cleaned up by the defence, they run it out. Bulldogs and Hawthorn were hitting the point or outside the arc on the boundary, the 50-metre arc. They were doing it all from the corridor. So they're going out there, precise kicking. A bloke's got 2 or 3 metres on his opponent, takes a mark, they turn, then you've got like a Gunston or a Wizard or someone filling that leading lane hole. Well, not filling it, using it. They clear it out. One uses a hit up, you're having a shot from 35, 40. Happens so often against the witches' hats of Bomberland. And the Doggies did the same thing. So I think that's just a watch. Well, that's just a trend, I suppose. You agree?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Well, similar to what I said on the pod last week of my opening round summation of game styles.
Yeah, but years past, what would they do if you had in the centre corridor, forward to centre, in the corridor, you get long. You go long and, to a Larky or a whoever. Whereas now they're actually going very wide and not even to within range, but they're retaining possession of the ball and it's got to be precise kicking. If you butcher the ball, no good.
I think the Giants sort of introduced that last year as well as part of the key aspect of their game plan.
And obviously the run and guns there. Speaking of the Giants, the tsunami, you get the handball, the aggressive handballs are in, and it's just go time from anywhere, isn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, let's get to the people's part of the pod.
The Boner predictions. And I want to say, I apologise. I was going to do a video of the best Boner predictions, but I unfortunately had a migraine, so there was no recording being happening there. And then I was on a flight to Sydney. So that will be a common thing throughout the year. So make sure you get them in. And someone actually predicted, I'll find the name for the next video, that the Great Wall of Combin will be back. So
yes.
Big tick there. You're Nostradamus. Right, Luke_Gibble 34. The Red Time Ruse. After years of watching teams pile on goals in red time, how good was it?
Oh, fantastic.
Unheard of, wasn't it?
Fantastic.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. We ran out the quarters on top of them too. Like the battles were pretty tight in the first 15, but we were running on. They were running on fumes, and we were running on top of the.
Yeah, and I think that's
as prime as can be.
That's the excitement of being 30, 40 points up, the crowd behind us. It's just, finally a dropping. We've seen patches under way back Clarko's first year of North Ball and how exciting it can be when you get on a roll. But unfortunately, we couldn't stop the other team getting on a roll. But we did yesterday against Port.
Dave OC 24. Is Foss the defensive mid we've been needing? Trent Dumont 2.0 bracket, but way better.
Oh, well, definitely. You don't have to bracket it, but way better. All due respect to Froggy. Like
But I've been
saying
this is why I was going big time in the preseason. We need to get Foss in there because he's a defensive beast, really, and he's untackleable. But he's a well-rounded midfielder. He'll do everything.
Well, he's got that shimmy. He's got the side step, the shimmy, and as I said earlier, he doesn't always take the first option. He takes the best option, but he does it in time that he's not being tackled. That's what I love about him, because he's releasing someone he's picking the best option. But he's doing it really quickly. And obviously, if we get the best option to an LDU or a Harry or someone shoulders forward, we're going to use the ball well.
We saw last year that he played off half-back and didn't do what a lot of young kids come in and have 30 and not really defend. He defended first, then got the footy in. So, I love it. And I don't think he looks back from here.
Well, we talk about unlucky in the Basti. He was unlucky.
He was.
Because he played a role as well.
Literally Grantos, is this it? Have they clicked? They genuinely look like footballers today. I'm going to still hold a little bit of caution. I want to see the next 2 weeks just have to be wins.
6, 7, whatever it is, years of pain, we are cautious. But I'm optimistic.
Oh, celebrations last night. Don't get me wrong. It was still a phenomenal performance, but have we turned the corner? We've seen false dawns. I need to see another.
Well, we need to see a month of it. Like I said, we need to be 4-0. And, West Coast over there, we've got to beat them by 5 goals.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. If we go over there thinking we'll beat them by 5 goals, probably be.
Well, we can say it. We're just podcasters.
Yeah.
We're not going out there. But
We know Clarko and the match committee listen.
Dean Vasic, 78. Should further north's Josh Neal look to change his holiday plans in September?
Well, I've got mine off. September's off, baby.
Yeah.
I got it off to go to the NFL, but I'll be going to the north as well. Might have to spend a month in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Someone might have to hit me up. Might have to get a bunk down at Arden Street.
Yeah, come on, Josh, turn it up. I'm going to Japan as well, but I've booked October. I knew.
Yeah. It's nice.
Optimistic. Dave OC, another one. Should we be worried about Kirch? Barely sighted and fumbling. His minutes were heavily restricted. He did have a couple of fumbles, but the upside was enormous.
Yes.
Him shoulders forward streaming through the corridor. That's going to give sides nightmares.
Yeah, and he mentioned before the pod, he burns people off. He looks at them, they're right where you are. No, you're not getting me. Bang, gone.
Which is why he's in Baz's swagger man, and Clarko must be listening because he's gone, I can't have a swagger man at half back.
No.
Now he's at half forward in the guts.
You've got to be a goal kicker, and you got the early mark that he was going to play forward.
I did.
Can we say that?
Yeah, we're not going to say who, but I have the early mark.
You got some early mark, so that was really good.
But the thing I love,
We didn't
about
want
Kirch-
to broadcast it because opposition probably scouting.
Yeah.
So
The thing about Kirch though, he'd be like nearly tackled when he got the ball, and he'd look back, piss off.
you're not catching me. I'm Sonic. I've got the red shoes.
I love it. He's got that's why he's in the Baz Swaggerman. A healthy dose of confidence.
Yeah, you've got to have it.
Kate's postcard said a similar sort of thing. Is this sustainable or a Port just really shit? Well, you said they're going to be bottom four.
They will be. I can't see how can they not be.
Exactly.
I can't see them turning around. They had pretty much their best team available, and we were way too good for them.
Matty O'Dwyer, is the change of leadership group the best call of the preseason? Well, I called it when they did that, and they had all these fresh faces in there, like your Zerhas. It's that club now. Obviously, Larky being the main change as the captain.
Yeah, Larky and Harry were vice captains.
Yeah, you had Jai out, Elmac out, Parker's not in there. So it was really the 24 to 27-year-olds. It's like, it's your club. Make it happen. LDU, another one who had previously never been in there. So I think it's been a great change and small sample size, but from what we saw yesterday.
Sort of forced a bit by Jai's decision, but it's worked out well.
Well,
And Jai played well.
Nick Larkey was on SEN with Gary and Tim, and from the sounds of it, from his interview, he basically said that even if Jai didn't request the trade, he was going to step down as captain.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen either way. Alex Lopez says, Foss, unbelievable, shut down arguably the best mid in the game. Just his game was phenomenal. I think I've said that like 5 times. That's how good he was. No idea. Was the best team win we've seen in years. Everyone played their role.
I think so. That's why we said earlier that it's hard to find someone who didn't. Like even JK probably had the lowest possessions, but he played his role. He's on Rosie, and Rosie was pretty ineffective for their captain.
Yeah.
Had to go to full back, take kickouts to try and stat pad.
Georgia Post 7. Has the Big Chief cancelled all his holidays this year after today's performance?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still going to WA to watch the boys?
Yeah, well, that's to watch the footy.
Yeah. Kelsey Allen says, do we make any changes? Wardlaw / Hardiman. Hardiman, I'd be saying, have another week.
Yeah, I think George is clearly in our best 23. If he's 100% right to go, it's on him and Kevin, Irish Kevin. But if they say you're right, if they're right to go, if he's right to go, has to come in. Who's going to be unlucky? Stay tuned. We'll discuss that what do you want to discuss it now?
No. Oh, it's up to you.
Well, I think it's unfortunately a different role play, but I think it's JK because it's either him or Durs, big game. But I would keep playing Durs and just get that confidence into him because he's been in and out of the side. I think if he's out and I only kicked 1 goal, had 8 possessions or whatever it was, he's playing against his little brother over there. I'd play him.
So would I.
So, and JK, you played a role, and I know you've got to reward role players, but we need a role player that can play that role and get damage. So he can go back to the VFL and work on that. That's a big... George plays a different role, but I'm sure they could shuffle the magnets enough to cover it.
Clint Peloso, do I need to cancel the early September golf trip?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll just make it in Melbourne, Victoria.
How back are we? There's lots of comments here from Jim. How many flags will we win? The lid is off with these people. We love it. The
We
bonus.
love it. We've been waiting so long, and it's one game
Yeah.
against the bottom four side, but the signs are promising.
Jimmy also says Blamar is looking to be a seal. Asen, isn't he? What? Thanks,
Well, he
Collingwood.
can't drop him.
He's working there in the membership department. So thanks.
Who was?
Collingwood?
Oh, Collingwood. Yeah.
Jonathan Tackle. Who is Cooper Trembath and why is he a Lear's daddy? Absolutely monstered him. Jared.
His
Sorry.
brother.
Yeah, Jara says how good is having Blamires means Colby can run through the mid.
Yeah.
Bloody Bartos, how many more years does Luke Parker have in him being off contract?
What do you call him when you're in the? You had nicknames for them all when you were doing the Basti. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I had them written down. I was just, it was a bit of a joke. I had Park retirement talks.
Yeah, park them.
And
Yes.
then I also had Lincoln Parker because I went to Lincoln Park on the weekend, obviously. And
Who were your others? What was Shoes?
I'll get
You
it.
Cheesy. Was no, well, that's a bit obvious.
I had Jesus. He never plays a bad game.
Yeah.
I had the Great Wall of Chom, Park retirement talks, Luke's on fire, LD Roo, and
Yeah.
for Dill Stevens, I had Disco Dancer.
Nice. Anyway, enough. That's a bit getting into waffle area. Let's go back to the people.
Yeah. Finn says, is wildcard genuinely on our hands here? What
Yeah.
predicted we'll make it? So I'm a big yes.
Well, the bottom four that I predicted just half an hour ago, we played most of them twice, maybe not Carlton, but we certainly played Port again. We'll get a win in Adelaide. We've been dreaming of. St Kilda and Melbourne are there for the taking. We play Richmond twice. We play
West Coast twice.
So we can get up to about 9 wins just with them. Then we've just got to beat someone around us, above us. Collingwood, we're there for the taking. They're falling off the perch. Geelong, all up and about. We're beating everyone.
There's lots of questions here, like from Dave here. He says, am I going to be let down like last year after the D's game? Lots of trepidation from boners out there
We're
about
cautious.
Storm.
Cautiously optimistic, but probably more optimistic than previously.
We've got one here from, he's changed his Twitter handle to Supreme Leader Dylan Stevens. Hang on, and it says, did you visit your local church today to worship our Lord and Saviour Dylan Stevens on his holy day?
I reckon that's the greatest title you can anoint yourself with. And we're going a bit political here, but Supreme Leader.
Yeah.
Well, you can be the boss, you can be the big boss man, you can be, what else, the chief.
But
Supreme Leader.
I might be the Supreme Leader of the Shimboners podcast
Yeah.
and roll with that moniker. How about that?
Fair enough.
Well, we got one from Burgo here last night. Where are you at with this trip? We need a pod. Well, people were clamoring for it. We love that. What else we got here? Brent says this has to be the bare minimum for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's the standard. They've set the bar, so they're going to be judged on this performance.
Absolutely. Rusty Snake, what about Logue? He should be better than that. Slow, poor decisions than skill. What do you think?
Oh, well, we discussed him. Yeah, his skill wasn't up to standard, but I thought he stuck to his defensive tasks pretty well. I think one of Georgiades' goals was he got stuck on the mark, so no one covered for him. I think JK, good on him. He
did. He had a crack.
He had a crack at him, but he's about a foot and a half too short. Trent Bath was probably a bit of an experience when he was in the ruck, didn't get back to fill the hole properly. But, I mean, you're not going to play 100% perfect football as much as we'd like to. No team does. But, yeah, there's areas to work on, but we're celebrating the good.
Oh, 100%. Rude tragic. Did I actually see a system being played by North at the ground with the whole ground vision, unlike the myopic broadcast lens? It sure looked like we did.
Yeah, good. I like it because obviously we're stuck watching it on Dwayne's World on Fox.
And he's also...
And we're always stuck on Fox too.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was so happy with that new commentator. She was good.
Yeah. Has Constanti finally worn out his luck? Banch excellent in the VFL. Wow. My man Banger Banch is going to have to wait a bit longer.
Well, I think George definitely comes in. He's not jumping George.
Oh, if you listen to Clarko's presser, there's no way that he's not playing.
Yeah, so tough decision. I think it's either big game, we've discussed it, big game or JK. So one of them.
But no injuries.
Lamais has to play.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah. So it's probably bad luck for Stiffy. You don't come straight back in. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Competition for spots
Yeah.
is always good.
Keep them all on edge. If you play a bad game back there, no matter who you are, whether you're Elmac, JD, Blamires, you'll be out.
Lots of comments here about a false dawn. Daniel Leeworthy, can Chief pick the other side every week? Seems to be good luck.
Yeah, well, I changed. Thank God.
Rowan Stewart, this is the sort of optimism I like to read. Is it time for a second team out of North Melbourne? Well, we're that big.
Well, just bring the W up. No one can match them in the bloody W. Bring them up.
Matt Bates, was it the Chief that called for Parker to play halfback? Absolutely killed it down there, and the defence looked a lot steadier. Great team effort and a lot less mistakes than previous years. That's something we haven't touched on. There was a lot less turnover than halfback.
Well, there was probably only poor old Logie Bear who turned him over. But yeah, it was pretty, very good actually. Not pretty good. It was very good. And Parker's kicking was elite out of the back line, which is really good because it too often it falls to CD who can only do it 35 metres and who's the other one? Colby. But now we've got Blamires down there as well as a good kick. So we're just you need those multiple options.
I'll keep reading through.
And even Elmac, he was more a sideways operator, but he hit them all. He's been known for the odd horrendous turnover in the past, but he was good.
Bo Hawkins, how good was CD? And did they show Logue's celebration of him hitting his first target on TV? No, they didn't, but I can see him doing it. I can picture big Logie Bear getting up and about.
He's still trying. He's still doing the old hip thing when he's standing on the mark.
Yeah.
I'll quick grind my gears on the mark.
Yep.
I just thought of it. It's been a bugbear of mine for a while. If you're having a shot, if you're inside 50 or outside 50 and choose, point, I'm taking my 30 seconds to have a shot, you should be able to move on the mark and you should be able to have multiple players on the mark. Because the kickers elected that. Like if you're inside 50, it should be just automatic. If you're outside and point, I'm wasting my 30 seconds. Why can't you stay on the mark? I mean, why should you have to? I understand around the ground because they don't want blocking the corridors off. But if you're electing to have a shot, multiple people on the mark,
I agree,
and be able to move.
I agree.
Nothing was better when someone was having a shot and half the team was on the mark trying to put them off. Now you got Swift doing his little hip shake.
I agree, but this is the people segment.
Sorry.
Keep rolling on.
You know I get sidetracked.
You get on
very easily.
Very easily. Nathan, like a grade 2 ADHD kid you are. You just can't keep it in.
Well, I've got a new toy that's winning North Melbourne. I want to play with it.
Nathan Granger, just saying, Cooper Trembath, $51 for the Rising Star. For those who don't mind a little punt
Still, or is he coming?
I have no idea. I haven't checked. How good was it seeing Colby run through the middle, change the complexion of the game? And then a good point here from Dan, who says he only had 10, which is a positive. Imagine when he's having 25 running through.
We had limited game time, like you said. Yes, but that'll be good. And a left footer.
Absolutely.
Like so, it turns a different way. Left footers normally they're not awake to it. Some that they are going to turn on their left. So
lots of left footers
get some couple of metres of advantage straight away.
Jason Stone, this was one of my favourite comments here, but he's put, just pull out the AFLW podcast rundowns for the rest of the year. This is new territory. Dominated all 4 quarters. So, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, no watch lists in the W.
That.
So maybe we'll bring that out, refresh everyone's memory and shred it if we're 4-0.
Exactly. But thank you to everyone who sent in their questions. Continue to do that. Make sure you follow us on socials. And you can put it in the comments here in YouTube and make sure you subscribe while you're there. A little bit of waffle to finish off. Obviously, we've had a lot of highs, but Lincoln Park, fantastic concert. Well, a few of our other bonus listeners went in the comments section. Great night. She was a bit sick, the lead singer. Unfortunately, had to cancel Adelaide, but I'll tell you what, there was a lot of CCC about her. She got through and gave 150.
Yeah, love it.
So that was
best song. I'll always ask you this.
One Step Closer is probably my favourite, and that's
live.
Yeah, that's only gets better when it's live. So that was probably my choice.
How many songs? How long?
I think they played 25.
Oh, that's a good set.
They played over 2 and a bit hours, but they usually play like 28. I think they cut it back because they had to cut a few.
Yeah, down the front, getting the mice, getting a bit of contact.
No, I was in the seats.
What?
Yeah, there was
no big chief there to protect your little fella.
No, but there was.
Sorry, little fella.
Little fella, 6 foot.
Shoulders are wide, but anyway, we love it down there, and but you had the Mrs. Baz there.
Yeah. She got a bit of the Glen Archer white line fever.
No, you can't take it out there. She goes, yeah, be dangerous for the other patrons.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm going to bring back a segment we haven't had in a long time.
Oh, like it.
And to finish us off, and it's grind my gears. Now I'll tell you
I
what.
went a bit early,
you
didn't I?
did.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what grinds my gears.
Yep.
And it's happened on the weekend, so it's fresh in the memory. People who push past you on the plane, like to try and get on quickly.
Yeah.
The plane doesn't take off till everyone's on.
Exactly. You don't get there any quicker.
I know. You're going to get to your destination at the same time.
Yes.
And it's not like in America where they don't have enough luggage space.
Yeah.
You're going to get your luggage on.
Yeah.
So, and there's lots of, especially in Sydney, there's lots of me operators talking, they love the FaceTime down the street, talking at obnoxiously loud levels as well.
Yeah, trying to
might-
notice themselves saying sell. Yeah, drop another mill on that one. Yeah,
This
just crap.
this might be us being a bit precious, but that's something that just irritates.
Well, speaking about the States, when we're over there, they get very precious about the line onto the plane. And I'd rather sit in the lounge than on the plane because the planes are uncomfortable. They have boarding A, B, C, D, E, F.
Our premium members.
Yeah, but it's A to F, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're over there, we're about E. And some woman on B went off her head because someone in C cut in front of her. It was almost, I don't know what it was, but it was almost like they were willing to go to war over it. But you sit one seat in front of them when you get on the plane.
Ridiculous.
I don't get it. I'd rather hang loose in the lounge. It's a lot more comfortable.
Agreed. And one last thing, full bill of health, no injuries reported. There was a fine, Toby Pink fined for making contact with an umpire. I think that umpire should be fined for making contact with the Pink Pony Club.
Exactly. Yeah, he's only on a minimal contract too, Paul Pinky.
Yeah.
So might have to rattle the tins for him.
I did see a comment too, though didn't have in my phone for some reason, but there was one, should Cooper Trembath be offered a 3-year deal immediately? And I'm saying yes.
Oh, absolutely. But obviously the list manager, Brady, we have great faith in Brady.
Hey, he's 1 from 1 this
He
year.
Blamise.
Yeah.
He's nailed that. And Cooper hit him away from everyone. Didn't even need to use the first pick on him. Just knew no one was going near him. Anyway,
Season draft's looking good. My man.
he's on the rookie list, and I think there's probably reasons for that, but he'll obviously come off at the end of the year. What was I going to say? Preview. What's coming up on the Shin Boners podcast for all the boners listening?
Well,
Preview?
we've got our preview pod, and then on Sunday,
What's on the preview? What are we doing?
well, they'll find out. But I
well,
want to promote that next Sunday we will be going live for a watch along next to the West Coast game. So look forward to that one.
Now, we had a lot of positive reaction from the one we did for Collingwood in the practice match. And we're only going to do it to half time, but then the people demanded, the boners said, no, keep going. So we're doing it. It's going to, and we got up and about in the last
For a pre-season
few minutes
game.
for a pre-season game. Wait till 4 points are on the line. So that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out.
Yes,
That one goes
that's
live.
a YouTube only one. And you're leaving it up
Yes, it will be left up.
because you didn't leave the last one up.
No,
Yeah, so you're leaving it up
this one will be. Yep.
as long as it passes code.
We-
Because we can go rogue and we get very excited.
We might have.
And we say things that probably in hindsight we shouldn't say.
YouTube HR might be onto us.
Yeah. Anyway, if that interests you, that'll be Sunday night. That'll be 6 o'clock start over in our time.
And also one last thing to celebrate the win on our stickers, marked down to $6 for the next 24 hours. So jump on, get one. They obviously you can see it here. It's a bumper sticker, fair size. So jump on and grab a couple of those. Support the pod.
Now we got a present, very special present from one of our most loyal listeners. Just have a look at that. Where's the camera? Couple of signatures. Our past 2 captains.
Wow.
And obviously the Ricky Ponting, hint, hint, Ricky Ponting, fellow Launcestonian, one of his best wines, Shiraz, Centurion Shiraz. You know who that was from?
Wally.
Good on you. Wally, he might send us a whiskey. He loves his whiskey. He loves his red as well, of course. Mrs. Big Chief.
Oh,
A loyal listener. She doesn't listen at all.
No.
But that's a surprise.
Oh,
Just
there you
came
go.
today, said I've got something, go to the post office on the way home from work. I've got something to pick up.
Oh, wow. Geez.
I thought it was going to
Looked
be
after.
something really boring. And it was that. It was for you as well.
Oh, fantastic. Add it to the.
We'll share that after the premiership.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. That's enough
It's
of
gone
us.
long enough.
Thanks for tuning in once again, guys.
A win's a win's a win, and it was a great win. I want to see plenty more.
Till next time, goes.